First of all, I want to start by saying, how are you? First of all, I want to start by saying, how are you doing mentally, emotionally, socially, in life in general?
Girl, I I'm stressed. I feel tired. Like I really do feel tired. Like I feel like
Like your body feels tired.
I'm definitely like feeling it in my body. I don't know. Like I'm exhausted by the emotions. I'm exhausted by like why the hell is this still happening? Like
Yeah.
this morning CNN had this town hall with Sesame Street to like explain racism to children. And so I was, watching with the kids, obviously, because how do you explain racism to children? Like, what the hell? Why are we still doing this?
Yeah.
But yeah, and it was just so sad, like as a mom, as a just as a human, that like there are children out here, Black children, who are like asking these really basic questions that like no one has the answers to. It's like, wait, why? How?
Yeah. It's like, how do you tell systemic racism to a child?
Right.
To a child.
Because we can't explain it to ourselves. It's wild. Hey guys, today we are going to do some papaya face masks. Veronica and I will. Us. So many weeks back, I did a video about the benefits of papaya for your hair and for your skin, and I posted a blog about some face masks that you can do using papaya and other ingredients that you have at home to brighten your skin, hydrate your skin, and just overall improve the health of your skin. So today we are going to do 2 out of the 3 masks that we have on the Feel Body Butter blog. So Veronica, which mask are you doing?
I can't really show you because I'm going to knock it over, but I am doing the papaya and honey mask.
I am going to do, I'll show you mine, I think. I'm going to do the papaya, turmeric, and plain yogurt mask. The benefits of the papaya and honey mask are basically just overall hydration, to improve the hydration of your skin. And then the benefits of the turmeric and papaya and yogurt mask is also hydration, but the turmeric adds an antimicrobial and antibacterial property to that. So it's going to do
Damn it.
What?
No, I'm just saying, I should have chosen that one. I'm sorry.
I know, right? Cleansing. So it adds a little extra, extraction of, bacteria and whatnot. So, but of course, you're doing this honey one now, but you still have papaya. You got
exactly. I got a full papaya in my fridge right now.
You got it. So, and you don't have to do the yogurt in it if you don't have yogurt. You can do honey and papaya and then add turmeric. All right, so let's get into this. You've mixed yours, I've mixed mine. We're gonna paint this on our face.
I will tell you guys, papaya is very watery, gooey. So as you can see, both of us are kind of like in tank tops, protecting our clothes, protecting our surroundings. The honey one is obviously going to be a little gooier. And in the future, I probably would add turmeric to this to make it a little bit more thicker.
There's also one that you can add that has white clay, which I might take that one.
Ooh. We love a clay nuts.
Yeah. So we're gonna apply this mushy gushy stuff to our face, and then we leave it on for like 15 minutes. All right, I think I got enough. Yeah.
All right.
So turmeric, besides the antimicrobial properties, it also has brightening and lightening properties. Really great for the under eye. I'm just telling the people about turmeric.
So, Cassie, my dear friend, my best friend, my sister, what has it been like for you in the past, not only the past few weeks, but in general, when we see this type of shit go down and we see our Black brothers and sisters being taken down in this way? What is that like? What was that like for you before you were a Black business owner? And what does that feel like now?
I feel the same on both sides, personally. Obviously, complete outrage and deep sadness, just because, like, how is this still happening? Why is this still happening? Yeah. But the difference, I think, for me on, before being a business owner, I was very free in what I said, how I said it, and even more so than just because I'm also an artist. And so, like, music that I make, I'm, like, outspoken in that and what I write. And now as a business owner, I have to think about my brand as a whole, as opposed to just my personal feelings. Obviously, my brand and myself are in alignment in that we support the movement, Black Lives Matter. Obviously, I'm a Black life, like, it matters to me, like, all of this stuff matters to me. But then there's just, like, this balance, because my personal self, I feel like I feel like I take on emotionally this burden of just, like, real sadness. It's what it's been for me, this time around. Every time there's an uprising, it's a different feeling. I'm also in a different place in my life every time. Like, before I wasn't a business owner, I was just a singer, a songwriter, and I'm just, like, writing music about how I feel, and I was more angry. And now I have children, I'm a business owner, and I feel sad. And so it's like I take it on in my body and I take it on in my mind, and then it just makes me not really even want to, it's, like, hard to really think about, like, my business. It's like, it's hard to think about, like, oh, how are we going to get sales and all of the, like, all the business stuff. It's so hard. Like, this whole week, I just couldn't even, just the little that we did post on our social media platforms for Feel Body Better, there was a real sense of mental health, because that's how I'm feeling. It's like, I need to figure out how to even stay up and then think about the business when all of this is going on. It's just it's really difficult. It's difficult to balance, like, thinking about the movement and what is happening and the lives that are lost, and then being sad in yourself about this, and then also, but you have to carry on and you have to continue, and you have a business, and it has to, you have sales goals, you have all these other things, and it's like, to balance all of that, I think for me, so early in this business, it's like, it's a real challenge. Like, COVID was a challenge. We started during COVID, so it was like, that was a whole challenge. Like, but we're an online business. We can, we can make it work. But this is a whole different hurdle. It's like, for me, really, I suffer from depressions, and so far in the business, I've been good. I've been up, but now I'm like, oh God, I have to basically, like, figure out how to keep my focus on my business and keep going, even though I feel depressed, even though I feel so down. And it's like, how do I take the focus off of the negativity of this whole situation and where it's pulling me to? How do I, keep focus on my business and keep focus on the positive things? It's hard. It's hard. It's so hard.
And it's a lot of hats to wear. And it's like, I think, everybody has a lot of hats to wear in general, but I think people don't realize how, as Black women, as Black people, how many of these hats we're wearing at the same time. And it's like, this is my bread and butter. This is my business. This is what I'm passionate about. But at the same time, it's like, I don't want, and we've all thought it before, I don't want to be that Black girl. I don't want to be alienated. I don't want to overwhelm people with my pain. I don't want to overwhelm people with my voice. I may just not even have the energy to use my voice.
Yeah.
And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand, is that for our non-Black supporters and allies or what have you, they have a privilege of, I can talk or I cannot talk. And a lot of people are saying, okay, if you're not talking, white silence is violence. But what they don't realize is that for us, it's a mental health issue. It's really like, do I speak? If I speak up, I may be aggravating my own mental health. I may be aggravating the mental health of another Black. And how do I keep going? How do I stay motivated to post about sales and retail when I'm hurting like this and I can't get myself up and I got to look after my kids? Like, I can't even imagine what that must be like being, a mother going through this situation. And it's rough. It's a lot of hats to wear,
and that's just another thing that, like, being a Black person in general, but especially being a Black woman, is that, like, we don't have the privilege of just feeling our feelings, expressing our feelings whenever. Like, even, like, I mean, constantly the stereotypes of angry Black women or this, I mean, it's always turned to anger. Like, we might be extremely sad or frustrated or something else, and it's like, oh my God, whoa, you're scaring me.
and our sadness without being automatically labeled as angry, and how much self-policing, like, people don't often speak about self-policing that we have to do to make ourselves easier to swallow for white people.
And then we create an anxiety for ourselves. Like,
it's a shit ton of anxiety. It's sick. And I think mental health in the Black community, child, like, it's a thing, like, and it's something that's not spoken about enough, and it's not emphasized enough. But we're hurting out here, and business owners are hurting, and at the end of the day, we're trying to make a living, but we're trying to keep going. We're trying to be able to get out of bed in the morning, and that that's not much. And I just, shout out to you for keeping on going. We're here. We're doing our face masks.
And you, girl, and you.
But, here we are, and we're still keeping going. And I think that's a lot about Black people and about how resilient we are. I don't think our resilience should be mistaken for being bulletproof. Like, we can't just go through everything on our own, but we are resilient, and we're here, and we're still going. And it's absolutely the furthest thing from business as usual.
For
but
sure.
At the same time, we got to keep going. Yes, sister. So
we are certainly not super women, as cute and as sweet as that is, and, like, compared to a lot of others, we seem supernatural and super whatever, but it's not. It's a lot of weight. It's a lot of struggle. You're doing one thing and you have to put, like, your mind is somewhere else, because it's just, we're constantly split. We're mothers, we're business people, we're just Black. Like, being Black is a whole thing unto itself, where it isn't for a lot of,
getting paid for, actually getting punished for. It's a whole other job within itself that we are getting punished for, and we didn't choose it. And I think most Black people would not choose to be anything otherwise. But I mean, I'm sure I have. I think some of us at least have had our moments where, like, damn, I wish I just didn't have to deal with this. Like, I wish, like, you don't ever blatantly wish that you were a different race, but you kind of back and wish that you were a race that didn't deal with what your race was going through. And you wish you had the voice that you had. And it's a hard struggle, because we love our Blackness, but we don't love what that means in the eyes of some people. Like, it's just,
there have definitely been times where I was like, Dad, like, why did my mom have to move to America? Like, what if she had me in Africa, like in Nigeria or Kenya, where my dad's from, and just, like, I lived there amongst my people. And it might be like a struggle. Like, here, obviously, we have more advantages and stuff like that, but I wouldn't know anything else, and I wouldn't feel like a struggle, and I'd be happy. And
exactly. And I think that's also a big part of Feel Body Butter's brand, and just, like, the heritage behind it is, is being Nigerian, and is being, we're African women who were born and raised in the U.S., and this is our reality. And our parents were not ready to, they were not equipped to explain to us, and it just wasn't the same reality. While racism exists globally, I think that's like a huge part of our branding and a part of the story that we want to get out. But this is a story of, second generation or first. I forgot the word. Is it first? Are we first? Yeah, we're first generation.
We're first, right?
First American citizens coming from Africa and experiencing this from that life. There's plenty of Black-owned businesses that are from Black Americans who, have been here for generations, and I support them wholeheartedly. And obviously, we're both on the same side, but our story is a little bit different. And I think it's important to highlight those differences. And
like we were talking about earlier, it's like the difference between us being first generation, African Americans, is like we didn't, because our parents weren't equipped, we weren't fully equipped, we're looking back and we're like, oh, that was racism. Or the whole idea of like our parents coming here and immediately, being like, yeah, like being amongst the white folks, like that's good for you. Like that's what you need. And now I'm struggling with that, like the tear between what my parents thought was like better for me is like, yeah, go to a white school, like all of that stuff. Or should I put my children amongst people who are like them? And because like my kids, 2 of them went to this pretty much all Black private school for a year. And I was talking to Azaria the other day and she was like, if we move, could I go to a school where everybody looks like me? Like, maybe. I don't.
So, baby.
Okay. Like, I mean, like, what do you say? Like, and then obviously a race issue as well is like the public schools in Black areas are trash typically.
Yeah.
That's just because they're not well funded, they're not taken care of, whereas in the white community they are. And it's like, I want you to have a good education because obviously that's important, but then I want you to be around people who are like you. And then it's like, we've got this.
It's a hard struggle, and it's funny, I've been talking about that issue so much this week and so much recently with fellow people who went to Holton, and it's like, I guess I'm lucky that I'm single as fuck, but I have kids and it's not something I need to worry about right now. But I asked myself, I've been asking myself that this week and for the past few months, where would I send my kids to school? Because do I want to put them at a lesser advantage than I had, where they didn't get exposure to the best schools in the world and like weren't just kind of put in the first lane and put in the fast lane for success? Like there's so many things that I don't know where I would be if I hadn't gone to Holton. But at the same time, my experience was different because I was first generation. And like you said, I'm seeing and learning a lot of things in retrospect. I'm like, oh wait, of course that was racist.
Right.
That was systemic. And I didn't get it at the time. And it's like, when I have a child, my child is going to have a different experience than even I have. And they're going to grow up more similar. If I don't marry an African man, they're going to grow up more similar to what a Black American child would be like. Okay, I will say, I think this is
we're definitely ready because I just licked my lips and probably. All right, so off your face, and then we're gonna do clay.
Okay. I was just like, oh, my face looks good.
All right, I feel glowy, child.
Right, and I feel like my pores are actually opening up. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So this time around, we are adding clay into our papaya face mask because Cassie, let them know the benefits of clay.
Okay, so when you add the clay to the mask, here, let me go into the deets. So this gently exfoliates and tightens your skin. It stimulates circulation and leaves your skin soft and smooth. So, pow, let's do it.
Something I will say is that I do clay masks often, but because of the consistency of the papaya, I think you're going to need to put a little more clay than you normally would.
Yeah.
Or that's what I'm experiencing right now in my clay and papaya and honey mountains. I'm gonna add another tablespoon. I'm just going crazy. I never used so much face mask. Okay.
I think I'm gonna have to refrigerate this because obviously I'm not gonna use this all. And
I know, me too. I'm like, this is so much mask here.
But then
like,
the clay is gonna dry up even in the fridge. So I don't know. It might just be a waste.
But I think like if you put it in the fridge and it dries up, then you can put water in it and it's just like
true, or even better, apple cider vinegar.
That's what I was about to say.
A whole new mask, all these layers.
Bro, this is gonna be the strongest mask in the history of man.
I know, right? Each layer added more benefits.
With each layer, her skin became more like y'all don't want to see me after I finish this face mask. Like,
right?
It's gonna be all over for y'all.
Glowing, brightening,
over.
blinding y'all.
All over this shit. All right, I am ready to apply.
Oh, I love the way this one feels, though. It's like, I love a clay mask.
Going full Van Gogh. So, guys, full disclosure, the honey mask that I did earlier, I used I used the ingredients as I should have. So I used 3 tablespoons of papaya and 1 tablespoon of honey. It's a tablespoon, right? Not a teaspoon?
Tablespoon, yeah, tablespoons.
Okay. Whew. I was like, I hope I didn't put too much honey. There's no such thing. But, and obviously you saw I did 1 face mask, added in all the clay. We've done another using the same mix from the first time. And I still have enough in my fridge to do like 3 or 4 more face masks.
Yeah, or your neck and your shoulders, like whatevs.
I'm gonna do a whole body mask later.
I just put it on my lips. I look crazy.
Yeah, you do, but I'm sure it's good. I was like, okay, that's
I don't know what it's gonna feel like. I don't know, guys. I've never done this part. Like I've never done that.
Let's see.
It's funny the consistency of this mask, like as it dries, because it has a papaya in it. So I think so much on papaya, but like I like.
Yeah, mine's getting tough though, because I think mine was thicker than yours.
Yeah, soon we're gonna be talking like people who just gotten Botox. So
right, our faces will be stuck. So before that happens, I just want to check in. Like, how are you doing mentally, physically, with COVID, with everything that's going on? You also are a businesswoman. Feel Body Better is yours as well. How are you feeling about all of this?
Ooh, sis, how much time do you have before that
All
mask
the
time? It's been an emotional roller coaster, to say the least. And I think order of events, when I first saw the video, I immediately regretted watching that video in full, and I shut my phone off and I shut off social media and I just disengaged and I put it in the compartment over there, and I chose to tackle issues of race that were easier for me to swallow, the Amy Coopers of the world, because I could not deal with that extent of trauma that I had just seen. And then, a few days later, I started calling reps and things, and I just broke down. Like I left plenty of people crying voicemails last week, just begging them to do something. And that's what it's been. It's been pushing feelings away. It's been having them just come back to punch me in the face. It's been speaking out loud. It's been not speaking. It's been wondering, is it okay for me to talk about something else? Is it like, am I doing my brothers and sisters a disservice if I spread something light instead of something heavy? And that emotional struggle. And then, to be fully transparent, which I have been on my page, I have ADHD and I need medication. And
are you on, or you need it? Like you need to.
I have been on it. I have been, and every Walgreens in Oakland is closed. Every single last one. Yeah, wow. There's one in Berkeley, and it's been like a struggle this entire week trying to get my meds. And it's been interesting. I almost feel like I'm in the middle of a social experiment because I've
been doing so much other mental work on top of the trauma that I'm dealing with on, the Black Lives Matter side. But then at the same time, it's like my own shit that I'm dealing with. And it's like, normally I have, my medication, I can kind of police myself from not being too impulsive, for being able to stay on task, for being able to accomplish work tasks in a timely manner without getting distracted with too many other things. I can tell you right now, I am in the middle of a movie. I'm actually maybe 20 minutes into a movie that I started 4 or 5 hours ago because I'm distracted with so many other
It's like
things.
not the time for the pharmacies to not be open, honestly. I feel like
it's the absolute worst time.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think a part of me feels like, okay, it's depression. If I were like not depression, well, I do have depression, but it's my ADHD. If I were like a schizophrenic or something, or if I was dealing with much more severe mental health issues,
Right.
and I was on for a week, I would just be, I don't know where I would be. And I keep telling people, make it to day 3, I'm going to do some crazy shit. I'm crazy right now. I feel, and not in the sense that like I feel mentally unstable, but I just have more energy than I'm used to having, and I have more. I just a few hours ago I was like, where are the Black online boutiques? I'm gonna start one, and then I was like, I'm not going to. It was a crazy idea, but I keep having all these ideas of things that I want to do, and I don't have the time to do them. I don't have the energy to do them. I've already made myself the president or co-chair of the Holton chapter of Black Lives Matter. I just took on something else, and I'm doing an audit for somebody for their wardrobe, and I'm working with Beal, and I have a full-time job. Like, I'm not complaining about all the things I have going on, but I'm just saying, like, as a person with ADHD, my brain wants to do all of the things.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can't stop my brain. And I'm like, this is how we're going to protest. And this is how we're going to do this. And this is how we're going to do that. And it's like, my ADHD won't let my depression just sit with itself for a little bit. My depression really
just both is like horrible.
Compress. And they're fighting with each other. ADHD is like, let's go burn down a police station. And I'm like, stop. I'm hurting right.
Right, I'm sad. Let's hide under the covers. Like,
let's be sad. Let's hide. Let's not get out of bed. I literally closed the shade the other day, and I just had the shades closed, and I was just like in a hole of depression. And it's like my brain doesn't know what it wants to do right now. And that's an added layer that a lot of people don't talk about, is that we too, as Black folks, we do struggle with mental health too. And it's not an easy time to struggle with mental health right now. And it's like there's so much going on. And I think my brain has convinced myself that on the list of things to worry about, COVID is no longer really one of them, even though it is still a very real. I find myself like, I was at the gas station earlier today, and I was like, I don't have my hand sanitizer. It's fine. Let me just tap the gas pump. Then I was like, okay, fine. I'll go buy some hand sanitizer from the gas station. So I don't have to put that on my wheels. But like the level of like neuroticism with which I was like contact tracing a few weeks ago.
It's like, gone down because like there's just so much more.
I'm like barely even washing my hands when I go. I'm like, all right, that's enough. And I think part of it is knowing that I'm pretty sure I did have COVID, even though I tested negative, but I think I got tested too late. But I'm pretty sure I had it. Part of me feels like, I'm invincible. I can do whatever. Even though that's not true, and I don't want to spread it to somebody else or do whatever. But with everything that's going on now, somebody said the other day, it's like, do we want to die like fighting for our rights, or do we want to die in a breathing tube in the hospital? I would much rather die fighting for my rights, honestly.
Right.
Like doing something. I'll die a martyr. So I don't know, as important as COVID is and staying safe and respecting the health of other people.
It definitely makes like your physical health, like these sorts of things, it kind of like brings it down, and not like it doesn't feel as much of a priority when it's like whether I'm like washing my hands and all that stuff and I'm safe and I'm healthy in that regard, and I can just walk outside my door and get shot. It's like, so what does it matter that I didn't have COVID? Like, what does that matter?
What does it matter? What does it matter at all?
And then that's why people are out here protesting, even though this COVID thing is still going on, and like they're not keeping their 6 feet and all that stuff. Like that doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
We all gonna just get shot. Like if that's so we have to end that. We got to stop that in order for even to really continue to matter. Like,
Exactly, 100%.
yeah. So this is my face with nothing on after, but I'm feeling good about it.
Yeah.
Feeling good. Yeah, I was like admiring myself. She's like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
Feeling myself.
Right. I'm gonna put a
Yeah.
little Feel body butter on my face though.
Yeah.
Before it gets dry.
And I will say, I have very sensitive skin. I can't put oils or butters on my face. So you're seeing, for you guys watching, you're seeing people with 2 different skin types. And that's okay. I put on a light amount of moisturizer after my mask, but like I am just feeling like, ooh,
Yes, child.
butter. Like butter. Like the first mask, it was just like opening for me. Like I pores just were gone. Like they just disappeared. Like pores who? We don't know her. And then the second one was very like smoothing. So I think having it added like a very like smoothing effect to it, which is funny because sometimes I finish an Aztec clay mask and my skin feels a little bit more rough, like it's almost like exposed a new layer of skin that doesn't doing it. But I think it was like a good combination, like when you add like the healing properties of the papaya and the honey, like my skin is happy.
Feels good. I like that. I liked that second one a lot.
Yeah, me too. And I think it's good. I think it's good to know that, you know, you can use these ingredients as a mask within itself, and you can use them as an additive to a mask that you already do. Like, it's just all.
Yeah. I feel like my skin feels definitely way smoother. Even, I think that what's happening? It feels way smoother than even after the first one. And obviously a combination between the two just seems brighter, I think.
Yeah, totally. Totally. That's why I was over here, like, my lighting isn't the best, but I'm over here, okay, like,
right.
Okay. All right, everybody. So we have had a good long chat here. As you can see, both of us are just showing this very glowing skin. We've taken this moment for ourselves to just heal and nurture ourselves through skincare and wellness. And we want this to be part of our Black Wellness Corner on Feel Body Butter. And we want to have the space to talk about what's important to us, talk about what is on our plates, what matters to us, what matters to our communities, but also to do an activity that's also healing for ourselves. I think we can both agree that it was a very healing chat. We talked some stuff out, and you know, catch us next time. We got more. We got more in the pocket. We'll be back here with more health and wellness, and hope you enjoy it. Lots of love to all of you. Lots of love to you, Cassie. Signing out.
Yeah, guys, thanks for watching. And as always, feel the vibe.